Hi, my name is Swapnil, and I would be demonstrating to you how Assistit works. So, as you can see in front of you, this is the Assistit landing dashboard, and here you can create flows for completing various tasks. So, let's start. So, as you click this plus button, a setup wizard will pop up, and in this setup wizard, you can provide a small aim. So this can be anything that requires your office attention. And yeah, so let's just begin. I will make an example of an internal audit. So I'll just provide a name. So as you can see, I have provided it a name, and I can give it a flow name that is something that I can remember. So I'll just give it. Okay. So as you press the next button, it will take you to kind of a chat room where you can discuss with Assisted what you want to do and how you want to solve this problem. So I'll just try it. Let's begin. And yeah, send it a message. So it's replying that to begin with the internal audit, we'll need to establish the scope and objectives. Do you have specific areas or processes in mind that you like to focus in your audit? So let's say I want to focus on the development department of my company. Great. Focusing on the development department is a good start. Do you have any particular concerns or goals for the audit in this department, such as compliance, efficiency, on resource management? Let's say resource management. Resource management is crucial for ensuring an efficient use of resources like time, skills, budget, blah, blah, blah. And do you have already have tools or system? No. I want your help in establishing this. So you can go as deep as you want in this conversation, but it's entirely optional. So I will now show you what Assisted can do using this conversation in mind. So I will just run this wizard. It will take some time, but yeah, as you will see, it will return to us with a plan and a whole assisted setup. So here the wizard has completed. A new flow has been created for you. Please move ahead to the flow editor to view and use this flow. Here is a brief overview of the flow. So it has made a flow chart that organizes the internal audit tasks into structural processes, focusing on development department, department's resource management, and so on. So it has created some doc agents, it has created some communicating agents, and it has also, I believe, created some agents that are responsible for maintaining the logic and the flow efficiencies. So I'll close this now. And as instructed, so this is the flow that it has generated. So if you remember, this is the name that we had given. And yeah, the flow organizers. Yeah, so this is, so I'll just start the flow. So here, as you can see, the flow has started. And just to be clear, several flows can run at the same time. All of them reside in a separate thread, so they don't bother each other. And if one of the flows fail, it does not crash the system. So I will select this flow and I will move to the flow editor. So here, as you can see, to conduct an internal audit focuses on development department and resources for management. So here, as you can see, it has created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 agents for you. Let's take a deeper look into what kind of agents it has created. So here at the bottom right corner, you can find a small icon. So if it shows like a controller, like a gaming controller, it's a controller agent. Here you can see there is another controller agent, and there's another controller agent. And here there is a documenter agent on the most yeah, lower level. And then here you can see a post box. So here is a communication agent, and there are more communication and documentation agents. Let's take a brief look into what each of these agents aim at. So here, the first agent's aim, of course, is the aim of the flow to conduct an internal audit focusing on the department of on the development department for resource management. And then there is yeah, another planning agent that defines the scopes and objective of the audit department. There's another agent identifying the suitable tools for resource tracking and allocation. Uh, there's another agent for evaluating the efficiency of current resource management. And then there are documenting agents like document the current resource allocation and management practices, gather the information, and communication agents, gathering the information, research agents, researching the knowledge required. So here you can see Assistit has actually quite impressively decomposed the plan of conducting an internal audit into simpler tasks and assigned different agents for each of these tasks. So this is the flow that Assistit had generated by default. But here on the right side of the screen, you can see something called a birth request. So as the name suggests, it's one of these agents. So an agent requested by resource allocation com agent. So which one is the resource allocation com agent? Resource allocation com agent. So here is the resource allocation com agent has requested the birth of another agent named as the development department interviewer. And the aim of this agent would be to conduct an interview with the development department heads to gather nuances and information on resource allocation. So I can accept this request or I can reject this request. So let's here accept this request. And here, as you can see, this resource allocation agent just got assigned an assistant agent whose aim is to conduct the interview with the development department heads to gather nuances, information on resource allocation issues. So here is the agents asking for their own assistants, but I can always provide, and here, there you go. There's another birth request from a resource allocation com agent. So what these agents are doing is that they are trying to figure out what they would need to satisfy a goal. Sometimes the birth requests can be a little bit more trying to save their own head kind of requests. So I can always keep it like this, and then no more further birth requests will be generated. But user also has option to create their own agents, give it a name, provide it one of a parent agent, and yeah, provide it one of the tasks like managing docs or planning or communication, and then give it a name and start the agent. So let's and a user can always delete an agent that has been generated here as well. On the right side, you can see that I can specify that what kind of output do I want from this flow. Yeah, so here is like a brief helicopter view of what a flow in Assistit can do. But each of these agents are quite interesting. So let's see one of these agents and see what they can do. So depending on the character of these agents, so a planning agent or a documentation agent or a communication agent, they have various functionalities and various outputs that they can deliver. But most of these agents have something very common to them. So you can come to each of these agents, you can chat with them and ask them questions, provide them information, something like what's the status? The internal audit process is currently underway, focusing on resource management. Have you encountered any specific concerns? So here, as you can see, we can chat with each of these agents. So here we have yeah, a chat box available to each of these agents, but we also can provide each of these agents with a plan, some logic, some schedules, and cooperation agreements. So yeah, uh, as an input, we can provide them with all these advanced tools and logics, but we can also provide them with documentations. So here I can click on add documentation and it would allow me to upload any kind of PDF, PPTs, Excel files, and so on. But all of these agents have their individual outputs as well. So a communication agent, for example, can communicate with certain people, and this is irrespective of whether those people are in Assistit or not. It can be a Gmail recipient or it can be an Outlook recipient. So Tarya at the rate noOffice.no, and then adding them allows me to communicate with Tarya. So I can send a message directly from my assistant to Tarya at the rate nooffice.no. And whatever reply that I receive will be logged into this agent's history. And yeah, there is a cute cat looking for this recipient's answer. And yeah, it can take things accordingly. So yeah, and then we also have a documenter agents which can provide you versions of different documents. So whatever document you generate will be shown over here, and you can always create a different document from here. So you can always make amendments to the documents, and it will provide you kind of like a suggestions on how to make amendments to the documents as well. So this was a brief description of what Assistit can do, and it's still in development. We need a lot of more resources to make this into a production model, but we hope to achieve this with help of yeah, prospective partners that we are planning to advocate this agent to. So yeah, thank you for giving your time to watch this small presentation and this small video of how Assisted can be used. Thank you.